and welcome to my channel, Leah's Tiny World. My name is... Okay, let's start over. My name is Leah. This is Leah's Tiny World. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you will like this video. I think it's important because I've been trying to break through my attachments to stuff, but both when it comes to shopping and what I already own, and it's been so hard. And I think I hopefully had a little bit of a breakthrough there when I figured out, one, my excuses that I make when shopping, and two, the reasons that I cling to my stuff. So in part one of this video series, I guess, it's only a two-part series, but anyway, I went through the excuses that I make with you, in the hope that you will also be able to start recognizing the excuses that you make, because once you recognize the excuses for shopping, you can say no to them, right? You can say, no, this is my old behavior and now I'm gonna make a change. So if you haven't watched that, then please do so. I'll try to link it either somewhere up here or down below. Ouch. Or if I forget, then hopefully you will take the time to go to my channel and watch that. And this is part two. So now I will go through the reasons I cling to my stuff. At first I call them reasons because it is a reason, but later on when I decided, I wasn't sure if they're excuses, because I feel like they're not really excuses. They're more reasons, but calling them excuses helped me to kind of have the same attitude that I have towards the excuses that I make when shopping, right? That I can see through them. And I can say no to them. I can say, I don't want to live my life like this anymore. Stop. This is enough. And I can try and change them. So that's why I added excuses in brackets in the title. So these are my reasons I cling to myself, or excuses I cling to myself. But either way, let's get into it. Oh, actually, and later on I wrote counterpoints to that. So like, I try to give myself reasons to not hold on to those things for that specific reason. I think it will be harder to make this change, harder than the one where it comes to shopping, the excuses, but I will still try my best, and I still wanted to share those counterpoints with you in case that it's helpful for you. So if you are interested in that, then please keep on watching. So reason or excuse number one is, it reminds me of someone, especially when that someone gave me the item as a present. And also some of our loved ones, like my grandma, she's not with me anymore. She's not with us anymore. So she can never again give me something in the future. So that just makes it harder. And yeah. Anyway, I feel like I will just go through them and then talk about it more in the counterpoints. It reminds me of something, such as a place or an event or an optimistic time in my life. 3, it's still quite new and was expensive. I think we've all been there, haven't we? It's hard to let something go that was expensive if it's still new and it just didn't work for you. It could be useful. It could be useful, but is it useful? 5, I'm in love with it. It's extremely beautiful or cute. Okay, 6, my mom would like it if she saw it, and she would admire the item or me for owning it. Yes, I think my mom was a big influence on me when it comes to shopping and my relationship to stuff. I value similar things like real wool or like, well, leather, not anymore. I don't like leather for the reason that the animal gets hurt, but gets hurt, but I like the durability of it if it's secondhand. And anyway, pearls or just things that would have been expensive in the past were new, or maybe still are, like mohair, cashmere and stuff like that. I don't know how to explain it in a fast. I feel like I talk so much, so let's move on. But or that admiration she has for vintage items, my love for vintage items. I got that from my mom, and also not knowing how to tidy up. Right, Mom? I don't think she will be watching this, but it seems very silly, but it's not a conscious choice. But it just, yeah, I just sometimes secretly wish I could show her what I found in a charity shop or something, and have to be like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. 7, I made it myself or wrote it myself, including unfinished items. If you've seen my recent declutter, then you will have seen me go through some of those files, most of those files, which contain stories that I've written myself. So I actually did a good job of letting go the ones that are less important to me, even though I considered them really good. Like, they were only the beginnings of the stories, but they always made you want to read on, and that's really good. So, but I don't even remember any of them, to be honest, right now. So I think I will be okay. I regret it a tiny bit because they were good, but I would have never finished them, if I'm honest with myself. So, excuse me. So I did like do a good job on that, but it's still hard. It was still one of my points in the past, and it's still hard when you made it yourself. You still want to cling to it because it's rare and it's special because you made it and you put so much effort and energy into it. 8, it's good quality and would be expensive for new, or material that I would consider expensive, such as wool, real pearls, cashmere, etc. 9, it's sentimental. See points 1 and 2. Number 10, I may feel guilty when giving away something someone dear to me gave me. It's pretty obvious, and I think a lot of people suffer with that they feel guilty. 11, I think I develop a sort of sense of being loved through my relationship with my possessions when I form a sort of bond with each. This is kind of embarrassing. I don't know if you feel the same, if you ever get that. Do you ever like feel like your stuff kind of replaces people in your life? If you just feel like, oh my god, I love this so much, it's so amazing. 12, my grandma handmade it. She made, I don't know if you can see, you may be able to see, yeah, in the corner up there, there are some teddies sitting there that she made herself. It's so good, and at her age, I don't remember what age she was when she made them, but she was obviously old. She always complained that her fingers are too chubby and she can't sew them anymore, but she did a really good job. They look better than factory made, like. And it's hard, it would be very hard to get rid of them. And then I wrote, I realized that most of all I keep things because I am scared to let go. What will happen? Will I miss the item? I think there's underlying sadness as well, of missing the person who gave me the items, or just of letting go in general. Okay, those were my excuses for clinging to stuff, or my reasons. And now let's get into the counterpoints. So to remind you of point 1, it reminds me of someone, especially when that someone gave me the item as a present. I wrote the following. That someone, oh, actually, I don't know if some of this is a bit too personal to share. I'll see when I go through it. That someone is better honored with fewer items in the way. Keep the creme de la creme of presents, sentimentals. Loved ones can be remembered and honored in different ways other than keeping their stuff, or stuff that reminds us of them. For example, lighting a candle, donating to a charity they would have cared about, such as cats protection for my grandma who loved owls and cats. Carrying on and within us the talents and values they instilled in us, such as drawing and painting for both my parents, learning languages for my father, the values that my mother instilled in me, etc. And part 2 was, it reminds me of something such as a place or event or an optimistic time in my life. Memories don't live in the items themselves, but within us, in our brains, our minds. Lost optimistic times should be properly grieved. Oh yeah, I wrote this down. My friend recently declared a lot of things. I'm so proud of her. I wanted to give her a shout out on this channel. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't know if she'll be comfortable with me sharing this, but her fiance had passed away a few months ago, and it's very sad, and we all know that that makes it harder to let go of stuff, and she decluttered a lot of his things and things in general in her house. So I'm super proud of her, and I just want to give her a shout out because it's amazing, and I hope that I can also do the same and declutter a lot. Okay. Counterpoint number 3. So to remind us what the point 3 was, it's still quite new and was expensive. Okay. You could sell them on and get at least some of that money back in. I know it's upsetting, but if they really don't work for you, it's better than letting them collect dust. Learn from the experience what you need and what you don't or didn't need in your life, what works for you and what doesn't. Then the money spent becomes an investment in not making that mistake again. I feel like what I wrote sounds pretty wise, but putting it into action is still hard. Point 4 was, it could be useful. Okay. If you keep everything that could be useful, your house will be stuffed. No one can foresee the future, but if you really end up needing it, you can buy it again. It wouldn't be the exact same, but you'll most likely be able to find something that fulfills that need. Even sentimental things. You might not find the exact same thing, but you will be able to find something very similar somewhere. Most likely. Depending on what it is. Okay, if it's like vintage, it might be expensive, but for the most part, if it was only sentimental to you, then most likely you will find something similar. Number 5, I'm in love with it. It's extremely beautiful or cute. Okay. It may be extremely beautiful or cute, but that doesn't mean that you need to keep it. You can't keep everything that is beautiful. Your space would be stuffed. Excuse me, please. Attraction is great, and it shows us what we like and what we dislike, what we would like to invite into our home. But not everything that's beautiful must be possessed or owned. Yeah, possessed sounds like a ghost, so owned anyway. Okay, moving on to point 6. My mom would like it if she saw it, or she would admire the item she would admire the item or me for owning it. It clearly shows how your mom taught you this mindset of clinging to stuff and admiring it as if it was worth more than what? Space, money, or selves, I believe. Of putting it on a pedestal, when in reality it's just stuff. Stuff should never mean more than people. They're just objects. Maybe you long for recognition, more specifically your mom's recognition. Instead of buying stuff she would have liked, work on having a good relationship with her. I think it's very smart. I must be so clever. I made it myself or wrote it myself, including unfinished items. I wrote, this is a tough one. The fact that you made it yourself makes it special. Try to only keep your favorites. I did that, so I mean, I put one thing into action already. I guess that's a good start. Okay, let's see what point 8 was to remind ourselves. It's good quality and would be expensive when new or a material that I would consider expensive, such as wool, real pearls, cashmere, etc. Okay, once again, something you learned from your mom, but you're starting to see through the mindset now. Owning, I wrote in brackets, owning stuff or just stuff cannot enrich you. It makes you poor because you have to pay for it. Stop feeling like you were not enough inside. Like you could never have the beautiful things in life. You have a lot of beautiful things, some of which are expensive. So true. Inside I feel deprived, but on the outside I have this little dresser or whatever. This little shelf is full. This shelf is full. The table in front of me is full. The CD rack is full. Where am I coming from? But inside I still feel deprived. Like I could never have what I want, aside from my husband. I have one person whom I want. I was gonna say a thing, but one thing I want, and that's a person, and that's him. Okay, number 9 is it's sentimental. Okay, counterpoint. Some sentimental items should be kept, or may be kept, but not all of them. Pick the creme de la creme and have time and space to honor and enjoy them as a result. When everything becomes sentimental, it's a sign of unhealthy attachments. How important is stuff really and truly? I'm sure you value your loved ones more. Moving on to point 10. How are you finding it so far? Let me know in the comments below if any of this is helpful. I may feel guilty when giving away something someone dear to me gave me. Counterpoint. No need to feel guilty. They wanted to bring you joy with a present, and that present has fulfilled its purpose. They weren't trying to make you feel guilty, or for that matter burden you with their stuff. I'm so clever. Like I said, it's one thing to figure this out and put it on paper, which I'm so glad I had those realizations, those epiphanies. But now comes the hard part of putting that into action, changing my mindset. It all starts with a mindset, guys. And changing my mindset, at some point actions have to follow, and I feel like that's so hard, but we will see how it goes. Okay, which point was I at? Let me quickly double check. Okay. I think I develop a sense of being loved through my relations with my possessions when I form a sort of bond with each. That is not true love. Stuff can never replace people, nor the love that you feel from strong bonds to them. Wait, what did I mean by that? Nor the love that you feel from strong bonds to them. I don't know okay. I know you have social, it's personal, but anyway. I know you have social anxiety, so it's difficult. But cling to the people you love rather than stuff. At least now you know that whenever you think, but I really love it, it's just an excuse. I mean to say it is not real, and you shouldn't keep an item based on this feeling. Or else you shouldn't keep an item you shouldn't just keep an item based on this feeling. Or else you will keep all of them. And then last but not least, point 12, my grandma handmade it. Counterpoint is as follows. The rarity factor makes it hard to let go of those things, as you wouldn't be able to get them back if you changed your mind. Declutter sentimentals last. Think about what your... Oh yeah, it's personal. I feel like I will keep that point a bit private. Do you really want all that stuff around? I feel like with this point, I didn't do a good counterpoint, but yeah, I don't know. You could keep some of the Teddy collection, for example, but it's okay if it's too hard for now. Yeah, I think that point is still too hard. Also, I haven't shown you my notebook, which I customized at Erin Condren, which I feel like I spent too much money on this, which I wouldn't do at this point in time, but at the time I was like, I love this, I want to buy it. I mean, I wanted them for years. I wanted their calendar or diary for years, and I never bought it. So finally I bought something from them, but for like nowadays I wouldn't do it again because it's a lot of money. But it says spark joy, kyun, kyun. I should do this movement that goes with it, as Marie Kondo always says. Yeah, there we go. Well, part 2 is a bit less long than part 1, unless I edit it down a lot, which I just thought I can. But I hope you liked this video. Let me know if you did. It would really help out my channel if you gave it a like, so you can tell the algorithm that my videos are useful. And yeah, let me know if any of this is helpful. What do you struggle with the most when it comes to keeping your stuff? What are your strongest attachments based on? Is it any of the points I mentioned or any extra points? Let me know those points in the comments below. And let me know if you're tackling them too, if you're also trying to change your mindset like I am. And please share this with somebody who might need to hear this. And if you haven't watched part 1, do remember to watch part 1. It's also really useful with excuses for shopping. And I think I'm gonna make a start there, trying to stop. I'm trying to change my mindset for both things, but I just have more hope with stopping the, is it called influx? Influx? The items coming into the house rather than letting go of stuff. I don't know. We'll see. And please subscribe if you haven't already, so you can benefit from future videos like this. And once again, I'm so glad you were here and you watched this video. Let me know if you prefer longer or shorter videos, and how many minutes approximately. What's your attention span, so that I can try to adjust. I probably won't, because my videos always get very long, but not always really. Sometimes I have really short videos. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see. Oh, I wanted to let you know that I have a second channel. It's called Leah Gill Actography. I'll put it down here somewhere, or maybe in the middle, because it's with hyphen. Leah minus Gill minus act minus O minus, no, what? Yeah, graphy, exactly. Which is mainly for it contains short films, skits, and some singing appearances with my choir or solo as well. I hope you will like it. I would love for you to subscribe there, but I'm more active on this channel nowadays. I upload regularly, but the other one is just for like acting related stuff, and I kind of like singing and something as funny skits, but I don't do those anymore because I didn't get a lot of views on them. Anyway, see you. Bye bye.